Welcome to Got Your Back, brought to you by DLR Vinyl Products. Nobody puts in wood windows or siding anymore, so why would you build a wood fence or deck? Do it once with high-quality, maintenance-free vinyl. Call my brothers, Rick or Rob, at DLR Vinyl locations in Calgary and Edmonton. This is the late-night, frustrated, technology not working, gotta catch a flight first thing in the morning, frustrated edition of Got Your Back, as we welcome in Zuby from Kelowna and Jason Strudwick. Oh, boys, podcasting's an adventure sometimes, hey?
I just rewatched the whole game again as we were trying to get this going. So I've never been more prepared for a podcast. So I don't know if I should actually say
Zuby,
that. But
we're looking at you, buddy. What's going on? You're at the controls, man. Pressure's on. What happened?
New piece of equipment and about 2 hours to train on it while we're watching the game and whatever else.
Changing diapers or what? Like, what's going on?
Not tonight. I'm off the hook on that. So, but I'll have to answer for that. That's for sure. For how much time I've taken away from it.
Well, it's funny. Like, and again, we let our mistakes rock and roll on this podcast. Sure. We don't really have to cover it all up, but just so people know, I'm on a flight first thing in the morning to LA. We're taping this it's like 12 whatever the heck now. Mm-hmm. And so the idea, Struddy, was to have you host, and I was going to join you on the phone, and it was going to be nice, quick, and easy, and I was going to like be able to walk through the front door and go to bed and just shut her down and have a great night. And that has not happened. So I'm hosting, and it's going to be late into the night, which that's okay, man. That's okay.
And if I could just say that the part that people are really missing out on by not seeing that is Struds telling people to call his brothers at DLR Vinyl.
Yeah, right.
Did you record that, Zuby?
There might be.
Were you rolling on that?
There might be a recording
of that. If you were rolling
that.
on that, I want you to go back and look and see if you can find it, because Struds had to read the promo. He goes, call my brothers. And then he goes, oh no, call Shogger's brothers.
At this point, I'd call anyone's brothers to get this podcast launched. I don't care whose brothers, what we have to do. I'm in to make it happen.
Funny, man. I guarantee my brothers would be in for that swap. They would happily trade me out for you. But. All right, enough of this mayhem. Let's get to game 2 between the Los Angeles Kings and the Edmonton Oilers. Time for the breakdown, brought to you by Park Mazda, where the newly redesigned 2022 CX-5 has arrived. Check out the brand new all-wheel drive sport design trim with its turbocharged engine and see the available colors and trims in stock at parkmazda.ca, and they're always well stocked over at the dealership. So go see Mitch and the gang. Really friendly service, great sales staff, great environment there. Just an awesome spot. So if you're looking to make a change on the vehicle front, want to check out something new, something used, Park Mazda definitely has your back. Okay, Struds, we never really had time to plan out what we were going to talk about, so this will be fairly organic. I think, though, considering how much we talked about Mike Smith after game 1, we should probably at least start there and say, listen, wasn't a spectacular performance, but I thought it was really good, and kudos for bouncing back after that tough way of losing game 1.
Yeah, that's where I would have started as well. I mean, he really, he owned up to what happened in the last game, but he's a very confident guy, and Mike Smith is a fighter. So he was ready tonight. That first shot kind of trickled through him a little bit, and that was kind of it. After that, there's a couple posts, but post still isn't even a shot on goal. So they maybe look a little more dramatic than they were. But I thought he looked solid, and most importantly, his team really played hard for him in front of him. Like that to me is a sign of a team that does trust him. They said all the right things, but they backed it up by the way they played tonight. And I'm not suggesting they wanted to win for him. They wanted to win for the group. But Shogger, I really feel strongly that they were like, hey, we're going to just play. We believe in what's going on behind us. Let's go get it done at the other end of the ice.
I like what he said. I mean, I liked how he owned the mistake after game 1. And then after game 2, I asked him about it, and he was like, well, I actually didn't feel that bad about most of game 1. I just kind of had the one mistake, and it cost us the game. Yeah. But, I just got back in there and played. Very matter of fact. Right. So I thought that was a veteran bounce-back performance in net. Move on from that. I think the next place that I want to take this is to the power play imbalance in this series. This is a catastrophic potential flaw that the LA Kings have right now that could be their undoing in this series. I'm not trying to get ahead of it. Like, they won game 1, but they lost the special teams battle and won game 1. Lost the special teams battle and lost game 2 badly. The Oilers' power play is at 50%. The Kings haven't barely even had a sniff and they're giving up shorthanded goals. Struds, it is a massive swing in this series, the power play imbalance.
Well, I think you got to look at some of the personnel issues. Obviously, without Jowdy there, I mean that guy affects every part of their game.
Yeah, Arvidsson too.
He's a massive part of it. So these guys are out. That being said, I mean they have Kopitar, they have Deneau, they have some other guys that can do some damage. You mentioned Arvidsson, so it should be better than it is, but it isn't. So if you're an Oilers player, you're happy that they're suffering, that they're not doing well in that, and you don't want to give them any reason to feel good about themselves. So on the penalty kill, I think you continue kind of the aggressive approach to make sure that you're putting them on their heels and not letting them feel set up or comfortable with what they're trying to do. Then on the power play, the Oilers look very methodical and they do look very sharp. I like that both units are contributing, and I don't think he should get away. When I say Woodcroft should not get away from putting both units out there. I think that's healthy. I think there's some healthy competition within a team. I know it sounds weird in the playoffs, but the second unit is also having success. So reward them. Reward the success of both the first and second unit. So you're right. This has been a big advantage for the Edmonton Oilers, and they have to continue to press it. But the reason they're getting those power plays is the way they're playing and the way that they're moving their feet sometimes in the offensive zone, and they're creating some opportunities to get these power plays. So it's not just one thing. It kind of works its way through all of it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I want to point out something that Jay Woodcroft did tonight. So I'm sitting like back in my chair tonight and getting comfortable. It's late, so we're kind of going to go like lounge chair style podcasting here.
Yeah.
One of the things I like that Jay Woodcroft did tonight was every once in a while he'll throw McDavid and Evander Kane on the ice to kill a penalty. He doesn't do it often. So Todd McClellan threw his second power play unit out on the ice just to try and, I think, shake things up because the top unit was struggling so much. And Jay Woodcroft pounced because their second power play unit has younger players on it. Quentin Byfield, I think Durzee's out there. He pounced. He threw McDavid and Kane over the boards. Byfield got exposed on the wall. Two highly skilled players coming at a young power play, and that generated the shorthanded goal. I thought it was opportunistic, smart coaching from Woodcroft in that moment.
Yeah, I wonder, was that planned, looking for that moment where they get the second unit out, or is it just, happenstance? And then, either way, it's call it good luck or call it just, being unfortunate. Either way, they were able to capitalize. But, Quentin Byfield is a young player, and he's learning some tough lessons.
Oh, yeah.
I think he had another penalty tonight, if I remember correctly. So, he's having a tough time with what's going on. But that's part of the learning process. And the Kings, they continue to put him out there. And I think the first night he only played five or 6 minutes. I'm not sure if he played much more tonight, but it's a tough 10. So okay, so
and he
double
did
his
take a penalty, yeah.
And if I remember correctly, I think they're both of the holding nature. But either way, it's a tough spot, and those are the guys you have. But for the Edmonton Oilers, it doesn't matter who's out there. Don't feel bad for anyone. You keep going at them and force the issue. Make those players make choices, or put them under pressure, and make them make choices in situations they're not ready for. Schauger.
Let's head to the Average Joe soundbox here for a moment. We're going to hear from Darnell Nurse. Average Joe's, by the way, on Baseline Road here in Sherwood Park. I hear the atmosphere was great in there for both games 1 and games 2. So if you're looking for a spot to go watch when the Oilers head out on the road, think about Average Joe's on Baseline Road here in Sherwood Park. Darnell Nurse, after the game, was talking about the need for his team to show some patience.
Yeah, I think we were patient. We didn't try to force anything. We kind of just, waited for opportunities to open up, and when they came, we made the most of them. So.
And it was noticeable tonight, Struds, when Darnell Nurse and Evander Kane came out to do media. They walked up on the stage, and the raucous crowd going on right outside the window. It was so loud and so intense. It was notable because most of the time the players they try and play it cool, like they maybe give him a little wave or a nod or something like that. But Darnell Nurse had a huge smile on his face. I don't know if he saw someone he knew or I don't know what, but he had a big grin on his face. He kind of waved to them. It looked like he soaked that up a little bit. Couldn't have been fun losing game 1. The pressure of going down 2-0. his team got back to their game and played that patient game that he just talked about.
And, and the way the Kings play, they want to counterpunch. So they're going to kind of sit back for the most part. They're going to have that kind of that 1-3-1 neutral zone forecheck, and they're waiting for you to make a mistake. Then they're going to try to take advantage of it, and it worked. And tonight I didn't see as much of that by the Oilers. They took what they were given. Then honestly, I thought their puck placement as they're getting to the line, if there was not a direct line or a direct path over the blue line, they were putting into areas where they could go get it back or get a hit on the other team. So the patience factor is huge. And it's, I said it last time, you cannot win a series in your first shift or your third shift or your 10th shift. It's the collective, it's all of them together. And you've got to just keep playing the same way, shift after shift after shift. And once you do that, you're going to have some success. And tonight was a much better outcome for the Oilers because of that, understanding they didn't have to win it all in one shift.
Yeah, I just full on yawned. I don't know if you could see that happen. That was a full on,
I saw that,
open mouth, like hippopotamus in the river yawn. That was.
When I coach young kids and they yawn in the morning, I always call them Yanni. I'm like, Yanni, I don't want to say the Yanni anymore. We're here to work. Let's get it done.
You give your kids crap on the ice if they yawn.
Oh, I don't want to see yawns. To me,
what are they supposed to do?
Don't yawn.
What do you mean don't yawn? How do you not yawn?
Go to bed earlier. Go to bed earlier. That's
what if
my
I had
advice.
trouble sleeping? What if what if it's not my fault?
That sounds like a nice chamomile, and maybe your mom can rub your back. I don't know what the answer is
You're mean in your jeans and track pants, buddy.
I am, but no, I can handle a lot. I don't mind when kids shoot pucks at the when they're coming in. That doesn't bother me. But Yanni, I have no time for Yanni. Time for Yanni.
I don't want you to be offended and think that I was bored at the point you're making about Barno.
Don't take it personally.
About that. I'm going to give you a little bit of credit here now, because I heard you talking on the radio the other day with Greg's about the system that the LA Kings play. Like, just so people know, like, they stack up every time the Oilers have a controlled breakout. So their defenseman has the puck and they have time to get organized and break out. What LA does is they run this 1-3-1. So you picture one guy up ice that's sort of trying to control which side of the ice the puck gets directed to. And then they stack three guys up through the middle. And it's designed to kind of choke the puck carrier off and force them to give up possession. And then the last guy, the one in the 1-3-1, he plays way back, and it's his job to just go retrieve the dump in. So it's this system that's designed to work this way. And I heard you talking on the radio, and it made tons of sense that the way the Oilers need to do better against that system, it's okay if you have to dump the puck in. It doesn't mean you've lost and their system has worked. You just got to put it in a spot where you make the guy skate a little bit, which gives you time to close and gives you time to be physical. Jay Woodcroft talked about that tonight. Better dump-ins led to more physical play from his team. And Struds, they softened up that blue line tonight in a way they didn't in game one. And it's exactly what you were talking about the other day on the radio.
Yeah, because I knew it because people want to do it to me. Right. So what happens when you're
Dump
the last
into Strudwick's corner?
Yeah. And I like the physicality. I'm like, if you're hitting me, that means you don't have the puck. So, with the 1-3-1, when you're the last guy back, the advantage you have is you're much closer to where the puck's going to go, because you're, oftentimes at the top of the circle. So now when the puck's dumped in, if it's put somewhere where you can get it, they bury it in the corner, I can get it to really quicker than someone who's on the blue line. But if you put it, so it maybe bounces off the hash marks and slides slowly into the corner, now I have to take a route that's maybe slower, and now I'm opening myself up to being hit. So I really think that in the playoffs, having a plan for where you're going to put the puck if you cannot carry it over the blue line is so important. I don't believe the Kings have one. They do not have they may have one, but they're not fulfilling or carrying out the plan. I giving the puck to Mike Smith makes no sense to me at all. Right. No sense. Yes, it did result in a goal, or indirectly results in a goal the last game, but you're just setting up their breakaway. Or breakout, I should say, the Oilers breakout. So, the Oilers, I thought they were much more aware of where it needed to be. And then when you start doing it properly, that's 1-3-1 kind of breaks down a bit, because everyone's backing off thinking, oh my God, our buddy's going to get run here. So it's you have to be really aware of it. And it's the details. And Woodcroft, One thing you know about this guy, he's very detailed, and he has instituted that into his team. And I think with this second game, we saw at the Oilers a smarter, or maybe not smarter, but a more awareness of where the puck needs to go if you're unable to carry the puck in.
Yeah. So, and maybe this is getting a little bit technical, but I'll ask you, like when Mike Smith's in net, if you try and hard rim it, how many times have we seen him knock down a hard rim? He always gets there and does it. If you dump it in and he, there's no chance he's not going to get behind the net if you try and rim it low. So, I mean, I guess the only option is to try and get it into the trapezoid if you're wanting to forecheck, but then you got to dump it so softly, that it's such a soft little play. So I guess, is that what they need to be doing, is just placing it into the trapezoid when they have to dump it in?
Yeah, I think, there's two options. There's a short side chip, which is just kind of chipping behind the D-man, then going and hoping it dies in the corner. Or the other is a cross corner dump. Cross corner dump as a D-man, I found it was hard to break out. I didn't like that because your toes are facing the end boards and you're trying to make a play. I found it difficult. The problem is those are hard dumps to execute, and at times can be hard to get a forward on the puck quick enough. So it's not easy. But it's there's nothing more frustrating than as a forward, you dump the puck in, the goalie gets it, stops it, breaks it out, and now you have to come back out of the zone, get the puck back, now dump it back in, and we pass it right back to Mike Smith again, who gets it and breaks it out again. It's like a tennis match, back and forth, back, and you get nothing done. And forwards are like, make a play. They're yelling at you. You're like, well, I'm trying to make a play. What do you want me to do? So that's why that idea of having a plan and what are we trying to accomplish? What is our goal with the dumps? And I don't think LA is doing a good enough job. I would expect, I'm suspecting that the next game 3, they'll have a better awareness of that, because it's not working. What they're doing is not. It's hard to sustain a forecheck when the puck is on the goalie stick, off the goalie stick, and out of the zone quickly.
Would it be? Is it common for forwards to be chirping defensemen in game like that? Like, that feels like it's like bad teamsmanship or something. Like just to full on be chirping, make a play. Like, is that happens? That's
you get it, but you don't like. It's nothing personal in the game. You don't, because you'll be like, hey, back, like you say, back check, or score a goal, or whatever. Like you kind of. Like it does get, you're intense, you're competitive people. You want to get it done. So there is some back and forth, but it is like, I know when forwards would snap, because it's just, they go all the way, and then it comes all the way out, go all the way in, go out. Then that's your 30-40 second shift, and you haven't done anything except do a skate-a-thon for 25 cents a lap.
Yeah. Okay, let's get back on track here. The physicality, I thought, like Jay Woodcroft talked about, when players like McDavid back check hard, everybody else gets on board. When the leaders of the group and the high skill guys, when they add these elements into their game, it's hard for everybody not to do it. Well, Connor McDavid threw a hit tonight that was like, it was an aggressive, hard hit. Leon Draisaitl threw a couple of really aggressive, hard hits.
Yeah.
To me, that was as much, and I noticed a shift after McDavid did it. It's not that they weren't physical before, because they were, but more guys got physical after McDavid threw that hit. We saw Nugent Hopkins start to engage. McLeod started to engage. I think when players saw McDavid do that, guys who maybe don't do that shift to shift thought, I should probably be doing that too. And I thought more guys got dragged. I don't want to overstate it. Yeah. But it was noticeable for me.
Yeah. You look back to the series last year in Winnipeg, there was very few physical players, right? I mean, the usual suspects, Archibald, the Cassian and stuff, but there are very few physical forwards. They've addressed that. They've brought in players that they feel are bigger, faster, and can be physical. Now, when your captain does something, whether it's blocking a shot or getting a puck deep and taking a hit, or giving a hit, whatever the case may be, you need to be aware, because if you are not doing that, you are exposed, and it shows right away that you're not involved, and it's a dangerous game to play. If you're looking around the bench and let's say of the 12 forwards, 10 of them are hitting and 2 aren't, guess what? It's going to show up really quick. And there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide in the game. Yeah. And I felt in the first game, there were a couple of players that were not being physical. Tonight, there was a couple of guys, many that were, some that were trying, and some that still need to find another level of physicality.
Yeah. I'm looking at the Oilers roster here, and just in terms of performance, I think tonight Jay Woodcroft made a point of getting his whole team engaged. And I mean, when he first got here, Struddy, one of the things that was really noticeable he did right away was to empower guys that hadn't been feeling empowered. The Derek Ryans and a few different players through the lineup. And he goes 12-6 tonight, and he rolls all 4 lines. All 4 lines played tonight. And I think that was a team tonight that was more well-rounded. There wasn't as much screwing around with the centers and who's going with the 4th line and all that trickery. And sometimes that works. I just feel like he decided to get down to meat and potatoes and get back to what he had success with when he first got here, which was just saying to everybody in the lineup, you're all going to matter a tremendous amount tonight. Here's opportunity. Go hang your hat on something. And I thought lots of guys through the lineup did, man. You look at, like, I'm running down I'm trying to come across somebody on the roster here that I can't remember a meaningful, really smart, good play that they made tonight. Lots of guys were engaged in this game for them.
That they can feel good about themselves, right? And that energy, energy you're trying to create in the playoffs, it doesn't just come from your top guys. It comes from all through your lineup. And so when guys are feel like they're contributing, Pugliarvi scores. We saw some good hits from Archibald. Nurse scores. You saw his reaction, like all those things. And it's not just goals. It's Derek Ryan making nice plays on the penalty kill.
He was so good on the kill tonight. Hey, like his stick taking away the middle. He's made 100%. Some critical plays.
He's been winning faceoffs as well. Just all that stuff. It just all adds up. So it's amazing. I look at the timesheet and Connor McDavid is he even at 16 minutes? Then you look at the 2 D-men that played the most, Bouchard and Keith. You should say, those 2 are playing well. They're playing very well as a side note. But it that brings energy to the group, and everyone feels empowered and feels like they're involved in this game, and they can contribute, and they want to contribute and make a difference because they're playing more than just the 5 minutes that at times it can happen. And people, sometimes players just get lost in the shuffle too.
Yeah, 16:52 for McDavid. Has Duncan Keith been their best defenseman through 2 games?
100%. You know why? Because he's been through it. This moment's not too big for him. And he's so calm with the puck. The plays, the decisions he's making, even on the Evander Kane kind of, flip me up over the goalie play. He holds an extra second and fires a dart right up the middle to Kane. And then that results in a goal, just moments later. I don't think Keith got an assist on it, but I do. He has been very calm, and this is why they brought him here. This is why I brought him. And he's engaging physically. He's engaging physically in a way that I didn't see in the regular season.
Yeah. That's 3 yawns during the podcast, by the way, so far.
Yawning.
I'm trying to sneak them in. And one of them I tried to just stifle completely, and my eyes started watering. So you can't ask little kids to stifle yawns.
Yeah, I do.
It's inhumane.
I wish I would have had you when you were 9 years old. You wouldn't be a yawning right now. Look at my self-control. Not a yawn yet.
What time's your alarm going off tomorrow morning?
5:45.
Who else did I want to talk about? Evan Bouchard. I mean, Evan Bouchard, it's like he's been here before the way that he's playing. You know what I mean? Like, there's a real maturity in his game. He's playing heavier, and everything he touches gets through to the net, and he's in people's faces, and he has elevated his game and completely gone the right way. He has been good.
When Jeff Petrie first came to the NHL, I really felt that I could tell within moments of his first couple shifts how he's going to play. And when he was physical, the rest of his game came together, right? That like passes were crisper. His gap was tighter. His shots got through the net. When he was kind of a laissez-faire and just kind of relaxed, it was a different Jeff Petrie. And that has been, a calling card for him. With Bouchard, I believe it's the same way. Now, I'm not expecting him to be a masher like Shea Weber, but when a big D-man like that is on it and is physical early, it kind of brings the rest of your game up, and you're now on it. So I think he's found that in these first 2 games. Are there going to be some moments where it's a rookie defenseman? There's going to be some challenging moments. There is no doubt in this playoffs. We're going to look back and say, boy, I'd like to have that one back. And not because he's a bad player. It's rookie. He's a rookie defenseman. And I'm assuming the Oilers get past the Kings. It might not come to the second round, but there will be some of those moments. So let's not, anoint him as the next, big thing, and he will be, but not right now. He's going to be a very good D-man, but not right now. But his physicality is what he needs to get the rest of the game in line, and I believe Duncan Keith has been instrumental in bringing that out of him.
Yeah, I agree with you. He's been really, really good. I thought a turning point in the game was back-to-back shifts in the second period where McDavid started with Draisaitl's line. Mm-hmm. They dominated, I believe, the Danault line, like just had him pinned in for a long time. Then McDavid stepped over the boards, dominated the Kopitar line, and then an unbelievable snipe from Leon Draisaitl and another really strong second period for the Oilers. To me, their game completely changed after those two shifts where they realized, oh yeah, we can actually dominate. We can cycle the puck and work harder and play harder. They ramped everything up after that, Struds. I think they found something tonight, I think is what I'm trying in a tired, long-winded way to say.
Yeah, and that's two good second periods in a row, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, again, now you have some confidence. Now you know what it feels like. We know, or, as a player, you're like, hey, this is how hard I have to compete. This is what I have to bring. It's going to be a little bit harder in LA. They're going to be jacked up. But they know now what they have to get to. And some of them, like I said, some can even find another higher level. So you just try to keep ratcheting it up. So looking forward to see what they can do in the next game. I expect a strong start from this group and a clear understanding of how to beat or how to break what LA is trying to do for them or against them in this series.
All right. Awesome stuff, Struddy. That was the breakdown brought to you by our good friends over at Park Mazda, where the newly redesigned 2022 CX-5 has arrived. Give them a call and go check it out. Take a test drive. We got through it. I almost fell asleep, but I stuck with it, bud. So I'm taking that as a win.
Yeah, Yanni, you should come to one of my morning skates because I'd have you fixed, no problem. It's like going to an anti-smoking workshop. I'd have you fixed in 1 hour. 60 minutes, no more yawns.
No more yawns. Yeah, it's bad. I even napped today too.
Oh my God!
And before I let you rip here, I have to tell you about Zuby. If you can hear us, I'm not sure if you can get yourself back on camera or not, but I'll get your opinion on this too if you can. If you appear, hey, can you hear us? Check 1, 2.
I can. Yeah, how's it going?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a conundrum the other day, and I got to run it by the fellas here. I'm pretty sure I did the right thing, but it was my wife's birthday yesterday. And we went, the plan was to do 9 holes and then go for dinner with friends.
Classy.
And so I think I've talked on the program before about how I was trying really hard to beat a specific score all last year. Like I fought the whole golf season trying to break a certain score.
110.
So, yeah, exactly. So we play 9 holes. And I am
You're going to double it?
3 strokes. I am 3 strokes better than my best 9 holes last year.
Wow.
Like, out of the gate.
I'm on a bullet train to breaking this score that I spent 6 months trying to break last year. But the plan is to shut her down and go to dinner on my wife's birthday. Like literally walk off the course, having the round of my life.
Yeah.
And I probably thought longer and harder about a way to get out of dinner than I should have. But I spent hole 8 and 9 trying to figure out if there was any way to remain married and continue this round. And don't get me wrong, my wife Randine is awesome. She would have been fine with it, but I just couldn't do it. But it was crushing to walk off the course at that point.
I think you made the right call. We're going to agree. Struds and I are going to agree to agree. And 100%. You made the right call because you go out on a high note, like George Costanza. You go out on a high note. Because what if you imagine if you said, I got to keep going on this and you tanked that back 9, how then you'd both be mad.
Yeah, and see, I'll tell you, I agree, but for a different reason. You're not in golf conditioning. Your conditioning would have gone down. You haven't been using the Thigh Master. You wouldn't have lasted. You would have just exploded and come home to an angry, hot wife. So you made 100% the right choice. Yeah, I think so. No problem.
That's it, though. I'm not going to duplicate that 9 holes, so my opportunity might have slipped away. But that is the way she goes. All right. Yeah, let's, Struds, you get to go to bed. Chris and I have to keep going here, but you get to go to bed. So good stuff. Thank you for this. Go easy on the kids if they're tired. Go easy.
Yeah, I'll be grumpy, so they're going to get it tomorrow morning. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, see you, pal. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to check in with Jarret Stoll for his Who's Got Your Back story. You are listening to Got Your Back, brought to you by DLR Vinyl Products. Stick around, folks. Hey, Struddy, question for you. Have you ever tried putting in your own fence?
I sure have. Between digging the posts, mixing up cement and digging the holes, it's absolute killer.
It's brutal on the back. Well, listen, what if I told you you could put in a fence without having to dig a hole or mix any concrete?
I'd be much more likely to come over and help you out.
Yeah, well, you're not the first guy I would call, but thank you for that. Listen, my brother's company, DLR Vinyl Products, they've come up with a system where you can actually put high-quality vinyl fence in the ground without having to dig a hole, without having to mix any concrete. They can teach do-it-yourselfers how to do it, and they can also work with contractors who might be looking to start installing vinyl. It's super high-quality product. The great thing about it is that it has fantastic longevity. You put it in, you don't have to worry about staining or sanding or anything like that. I've been lucky enough, Struddy. They've put in multiple fences in my different yards, and they've built me 3 decks. I have totally abused the fact that my family is in the fencing and decking business, but it's great product. Give Rob a call in Calgary or Rick a call here in Edmonton. This is a company my dad started. It's a family business. I'm super proud of it, and I'm very proud that they are our title sponsors. That's DLR Vinyl Products in Edmonton and Calgary. Hey, it's Ryan Rishaug. While many are feeling the sting of inventory shortages, Park Mazda has you covered. They've got new Mazdas arriving every month, including the redesigned 22CX-5 in whatever color you're looking for. They've also got a huge selection of used vehicles with new arrivals every week and some of the most competitive interest rates on cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park, off Y Road. Schedule a test drive at parkmazda.ca.
If you're a business owner looking for a general contractor to build or renovate your business, no matter how big or small, Bell Van Construction should be your first call. Specializing in the design, planning, and construction of restaurants, office spaces, professional clinics, and retail spaces, Bell Van can assist you from start to finish. Learn more by going to bellvanconstruction.com.
Folks, golf season is just around the corner, and I don't know about you, but I am some kind of fired up over it. It's the perfect time to get yourself fitted for new clubs or some great new apparel. Well, DeBoers has you covered for all of it. Their facility is first class with amazing TrackMan technology in their simulators and top-of-the-field fitting specialists. You can order now for spring delivery, and they've also got a bunch of new 22 apparel for you to go check out. It's a fantastic group down there at DeBoers. The shop has a great positive feel. I highly recommend you check them out on the corner of 53rd Street and 99th Avenue. DeBoers, helping you play better golf since 1999. Average Joe's Sports Bar in Sherwood Park has proudly served the community and supported minor sports in the area for almost 20 years. It's a great gathering place for sports fans. Average Joe's has massive big screen TVs, comfortable seating, and a friendly staff waiting to make your experience anything but average. Come check it out on Baseline Road, right next to Home Depot, or make a reservation by calling 780-417-1113. That's Average Joe's on Baseline Road in Sherwood Park. All right, time now for Who's Got Your Back, brought to you by DeBoers Golf Shop and Fitting Center, helping you play better golf, your local golf shop for the last 23 years. I wonder what Scotty McNabb or Al DeBoer, the gang over at DeBoers, would say about me walking off the course after that 9 holes the other day. I think they would support me. You know, they're all married. They've got wives and kids. But man, that was one of those days. Probably not going to happen again, but oh, well, it was a great dinner. Went to La Patrona out here in Sherwood Park, had a little Mexican. It was good, and it was a great night. So we're just going to have to forget about that and move on. All right, today, I had a chance the other day. I don't know if you caught the live stream we did or not, but Jerry joined us to talk a little bit about the Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings and the tee-up game. One, took the opportunity to get a Who's Got Your Back story from him at that time, and that's what we're going to share with you here tonight. But really the perfect guy to talk about this series and to, for Oiler fans and Kings fans, everybody can identify with him, played with both teams, of course, was a center, could produce offense, could play a little defense as well. So he knows a thing or two about what Kopitar and Deneau are up against, and had some really good analysis. So we hope to check in with Jarret Stoll again. But 872 career games played, 388 points, and a whole bunch of penalties killed. And he's now in player development with the Los Angeles Kings, but he is also working on television for some of the regional broadcasts, breaking down the games and doing intermissions. He's actually really damn good at it. Jarret Stoll, talented at pretty much everything the man does. Here he is with his Who's Got Your Backstory. So we've seen a different side of Jarret Stoll. We've seen Jarret Stoll on television a lot. How are you enjoying this role? And, is it something you think is going to stick? You see yourself doing this for a while? How's it been?
I don't know. It's been good. It's been fun. I obviously still in the game with player development with the Kings. And so that way I'm around all of our players on a day-to-day basis, especially our young guys in Ontario with the rain. They've had a good season. They're starting their playoffs this week as well. We got some good prospects that I go see and be there for them. And then, the TV is good. It's fun to talk hockey and watch the games in a little bit of a different way. That's one thing. Like once I started player development, the first year or two, like you watch the game, but you don't watch like fundamentally each player and what's he doing there? Why is he protecting the puck that way? His wall play there. Why didn't he get that rim? Like little things like that now is how I watch the game. And then it helps me for TV because it helps me kind of break down certain things that maybe somebody on the couch won't see or won't understand.
Do you feel, you were always a well-dressed guy. On those walk-ins, you always look good. Now that you're on TV nonstop, is there pressure to keep the suit game up as high as it was back then? Or like, how's your suit game been?
I tell you what, I'm not buying the suits that I used to buy. That's for sure. You still got to keep it. I like the sweaters too because I think I'm gonna have to wear a couple sweaters in these games. I'm always cold and
that skin getting a little soft out there?
It's gotten
a little
soft,
bit,
and those studios when the Kings are on the road, those studios get cool.
Good stuff.
So,
hey, listen, name of the podcast is Got Your Back. We love hearing stories from people about a time in their life where someone came through for them. Yeah. When I put that to you, what pops into your mind? Who had Jarret Stoll's back?
This is an interesting one. So we, big group of us, there's about 15 of us, and a lot of guys have played in the league, and a lot of them are retired now, but we have a hole-in-one pool. So, everybody puts in $1,000, and however, it took like 10 years. So I got a hole-in-one 2 years ago, and I didn't think about it. I kind of forgot that we had this pool going. And Scott Hartnell was the one that organized this pool, and so
you had some money coming.
We were all on the email, but I didn't know. I didn't realize that this was still going on, and nobody. So we had this email going, and Hartsey, once he found out, because you have to get it. You have to get proof that someone has to send in a video, whoever was with you on that day, and so I told Hartsey about it, and then a couple days later, he texted me back. He goes, "Hey man, you won the pool, like." And so there's how
many guys are in this
15 grand coming my way.
Holy smokes.
I was like, oh man, that's right. So nobody out of that whole group had gotten a hole-in-one in like 10 or 11 years. So Hartsey had my back because I totally forgot about it. And so he had my back.
That's
and I got 15
solid.
Grand because of it.
You got to share a little bit with him, eh? You throw a little cash his way.
I take care of him.
Tell me about the hole-in-one.
I was in Montana. We have a place in Montana, so in the summer we go there quite a bit. And it's a mountain course, beautiful course, and I think it was the shortest hole in the course, but hey, it's I seen it go in, so that was good to see the ball go in the hole, and even better to get the cash.
Good stuff. Well, listen, it was great to talk to you again.
Yeah,
this is old times. It's been a while since we've done this, but
and you've been here a while doing your thing.
Yeah, man.
Just before I got here.
Oh yeah, I moved here in 2002, I think.
Okay, so I got here in 2003 or 2004.
Yeah, I remember. It's been a long time. But good to see you. Enjoy the TV stuff. I liked watching you. You're doing a great job at that. I like the fact you're getting to see it from our side a little bit. Different perspective, eh? You kind of know what we're dealing with now. Do you view us all in a whole different light?
A little bit.
Not quite?
A little bit. Yeah, getting there.
Right on. Well, best of luck, and enjoy the series. Thanks,
Awesome. Yeah, thank you.
Great to hear from Jarret Stoll, as always. And a reminder, folks, we want to hear your story here on the podcast. We haven't read any for a little bit because we've been guest heavy. But as I'm striking out on the road here, we'll probably lean on some listener emails. We still have a stack of really great stories that we want to tell, but we're always looking for more. So send them to our Average Joe's inbox, gybpod@gmail.com. That's gybpod@gmail.com. Send us your story of a time in your life where somebody had your back. All right, full disclosure, it is 1:04 a.m. My car to the airport will be here at 5:25. So time to hit the hay and grab some sleep. You want to do a podcast, hey? Late night hours, but it doesn't matter. Still having tons of fun, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks to Zuby, thanks to Struds, and as always, thanks to our sponsors, DLR Vinyl Products, Park Mazda, Belvan Construction, DeBoer's Golf Shop, and Average Joe's Sports Bar in Sherwood Park. I'm going to hop on a plane, but we will definitely be dropping pods from Los Angeles, California. So subscribe, download. Thank you so much for your support to this point. We continue to have lots of fun and look forward to doing some podcasts California style. Have yourselves an awesome day, folks. We'll check in from California. This has been Got Your Back, presented by Struddy's Brothers, DLR Vinyl Products.